Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. In this video, we will have our discussion on the upcoming transit of the planet Jupiter in the Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra on April 28th. So now friends, from April 28th till next year, February 2023, for this long span of time, Jupiter is going to be transiting in this Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra only. Definitely it's going to go retrograde in between, like from July 28th till November 23rd, it's going to go retrograde, but still it's going to stay intact in the boundaries of this Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra only. So now friends, imagine a planet which in astrology, which in our lives represents all sort of opportunities, all sort of wisdom, all sort of divine guidance. So only if you know the qualities and the distinctive qualities of this nakshatra, you can fairly anticipate in which way results are going to get manifested in your lives. And also friends, because it's not only the Jupiter which is going to be staying in this nakshatra for a long time, even Saturn is going to be sticking in the Dhanishta nakshatra. So because of which friends, both of these planets are kind of manifesting a similar pattern or theme. So all what it comes down to is understanding the deeper, finer qualities and features of these concerned nakshatras. So now friends, this is going to be a very important topic and I'm going to be covering it in 3 videos. So in this first video, we will try to understand in general qualities of the Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra and combining it with the influence, innate qualities of Jupiter being placed over here, what sort of remedies we all can think about doing. In the second part, we will try to look at this transit from the perspective of if you have your important planets in the Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra, your moon is in Uttara Bhadrapada, your ascendant is in Uttara Bhadrapada, or your 10th house lord, your Mercury, your Jupiter, Venus, if any of the important planets of yours are placed in the Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra and Jupiter is going to be transiting over them. So in which way it is going to be manifesting results. So that is something which we will try to understand in the second part. And in the third part friends, we will try to look at it from the perspective of your moon nakshatra. So whatsoever your moon nakshatra is, just because Jupiter is going to be entering the nakshatra number 26 in the sequence. So in which way it is going to be imparting its influence on your life, on your moon nakshatra. So in the last part, we will look at it from this perspective. So okay, now friends, to begin with, now when we talk about few distinctive qualities of this nakshatra, so definitely friends, this nakshatra resides in the heart of the Pisces sign, a sign which is being ruled by the planet Jupiter, but within the Pisces from 3 degree 20 minutes till 16 degree 40 minutes is the jurisdiction or the region of this nakshatra which is being ruled by the planet Saturn. Now friends, try to understand this thing. This nakshatra manifests the peak of the qualities of the planet Saturn. Saturn has got the rulership over Pushya, Anuradha and Uttara Bhadrapada. So this nakshatra manifests the peak of the qualities of the planet Saturn. Saturn which represents wisdom. Trust me, this nakshatra is filled with all sort of wisdom, realistic, practical knowledge, capacity to make right set of choices. And over and above that friends, just because Saturn also represents spirituality, and trust me, this nakshatra represents the opening up of your crown chakra. So the peak of the Kundalini Shakti is something which gets associated with the energies of this nakshatra. And also friends, if you try to relate it with the important elements in Hinduism. So like in Hinduism, we worship cow as our mother. So nothing is considered as more holy or more auspicious than the worship of a cow in Hinduism. So trust me, this nakshatra has got a very strong and close ties with the Gaumata or with the cow as well. And along with that, this nakshatra has also got association with the goddess Lakshmi as well. And friends, it has been even seen in lot many charts that all those specifically women in whose chart you will find the prominence of the Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra, they prove to be a very good like a wife, a very good mother, and they embody and manifest all the pure of the feminine qualities just because of the good qualities and the benefic qualities of this Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra. Now friends, when we talk about other aspect of this nakshatra, so definitely friends, we get to know a lot about any nakshatra from the gods or the deity which preside over it. So the deity which preside over it is the Ahir Budhyana. So Ahir Budhyana has been associated with the celestial, like the this nakshatra which is the the latter half of the Bhadrapada nakshatras, and the previous to it is the Pur Bhadrapada. So the god or the presiding deity of the Pur Bhadrapada nakshatra before it is the Aja Ekapada, which can be seen as a fire dragon or fire serpentine energy. But this nakshatra represents the water serpentine energy. Like this god Ahir Budhyana is also associated and worshipped and propitiated as one of the 11 form of Lord Shiva or one of the 11 Rudras. So because of which, when we talk about dissolution aspect, when we talk about spiritual aspect, all of that energies can be associated with this Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra. Because friends, because of the combined influence of Jupiter, of Neptune and of Saturn coming in the energies of this nakshatra. So this nakshatra, even when we talk about the path of spirituality, it gives someone a very realistic, a very practical approach towards the spiritual discourse and spiritual path as well. Try to understand this thing, friends. The nakshatra previous to it, which is the Pur Bhadrapada, which is being ruled by the planet Jupiter only. So because of which, in the previous nakshatra, there is a lot of optimism and a degree of buoyant optimism which can be associated with it. The nakshatra which comes after it, when we talk about the Revati energies, Revati has got a very dissolution aspect to it. But the energy of this nakshatra truly embodies the kind of ingredients and the flavors and the qualities which you need to excel in the path of spirituality. Like the way, friends, in I still remember this terminology which in Bhagavad Gita Bhagwan Krishna used. Like, Arjun, you should become Sthit Pragya. So Sthit means a kind of stability, stillness, and Pragya means, your intellect or the wisdom. So only if you have this capacity via making use of discriminatory intelligence and wisdom, if you can stabilize your mind, you can definitely elevate your consciousness. And all of these potentials reside within the energies of this Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra. Trust me, friends, this nakshatra is considered as the old, wise soul of amongst all the 27 nakshatras. The people who are strongly in the influence of this nakshatra, they are actually respected and honored in the society because of their good judgment, because of the right set of choices which these people make, and because of the right set of guidance which they provide to the mankind, to the society. So friends, these are the some of the distinctive qualities which can be associated with it. Now friends, when we talk about the influence and the energy of Jupiter coming over here, so definitely friends, whenever these kind of distinctive events take place in the cosmos, in the astral entities, it specifically benefit all those people who directly come in the purview of the similar sort of energy, like the way we say, as above so happens below. So definitely friends, if you are in that path, that you are in that mode, that you are awaiting to kind of accelerate your progress in the path of spirituality, or you are thinking about taking a sabbatical, or kind of joining some ashram, or undertaking some spiritual sadhana, taking some diksha. So this energy or this time period, when not only like Jupiter but also Saturn is also in a very strengthened state in the transit, we are very lucky that we are in that era in the world, in the universe, where both of these planets are in a very strengthened state. So trust me friends, like this combined energy of Jupiter and Saturn is definitely going to help and support and encourage all those people who have truly devoted themselves in the path of spirituality, who are very disciplined in the path of spirituality. Because friends, that is what the distinctive part of the energies of this nakshatra is. Had it been just the influence of Jupiter, just the influence of moon, it could have made you kind of very utopian, kind of very imaginative, but not putting in efforts. But the due effort and energy of Saturn, which has got a rulership of this nakshatra, makes someone very consistent, very disciplined in the path of spiritual elevation as well. So definitely friends, whether you are in the path of spirituality, if in your life there has anything to do with research, with exploration, foreign trade, foreign settlement. So the energies of this nakshatra or the transit of Jupiter in this nakshatra is definitely going to be benefiting all those people. Even I would say that all those people who are in any way connected with the religion, with theology, with teaching, you are a lecturer, you are a teacher, you are a counselor, you are a professor, you are in judiciary. So all those people are definitely going to get benefited. And friends, when we talk about the remedies as well, because all of our remedies in one way or another way, they always travels through the Jupiter only. So even if you are doing some sort of puja or anushthan to propitiate Saturn, trust me, the significator of all the religious austerities, all the dharma, puja, karma is Saturn, but all the religious austerities always passes through the Jupiter only. So that is the only reason, friends, right now, because Jupiter is transiting in such a auspicious nakshatra, there are like so many remedies via you could invoke or propitiate the planet Jupiter as well. So now when we talk about any ways showing your devotion towards the cow, specifically if you are living in India where doing all these remedies are more feasible, so that can be seen as one of the very best way of kind of invoking and getting the best of the results of this transit of Jupiter in the Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra. The second thing is that, friends, somehow like even the neem tree is also connected with the energies of this nakshatra. So if that is possible for you to do a plantation of a neem tree, that can also prove to be very beneficial for you. Like the way, friends, when we talk about even the powers or the energy of this nakshatra, so this nakshatra has got the Varcho Dhyana Shakti, which in itself means that power to bring the celestial rain. Now friends, this power to bring the celestial rain on the earth has also got a very deep spiritual connotation. You have to understand this thing that right from the older times, like when all the civilizations even in the past, in the history, has always heavily relied on agriculture, and there has been those very difficult and heavy terrains where the scarcity of rain has always been a problem, and all those villages, all those towns, they used to have those shamans and those priests and spiritually elevated people who used to have control over these mantras, the spiritually encrypted powers and mantras, in order to bring the rain down on the earth for everyone's survival. So that is the kind of energies and power which has been attached and allotted with the Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra. So definitely, friends, whether it has anything to do with your nature of job, progress and getting growth in your job, specifically if you work in the fields of construction, you work in any way all the Saturnian fields, working in judiciary, anything to do with working and dealing with iron or coal or minerals or occult sciences, spirituality. So all those people can definitely get benefited during this time when Jupiter is crossing through the Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra. And also, friends, if you are a research like a scholar, or you are undergoing any of your higher studies, so this transit of Jupiter in the Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra is definitely going to be a harbinger of good news for all of us. So friends, this was just a basic overview regarding the importance and the attached power of this nakshatra. Trust me, once we will start going deeper in other two videos, every time before coming to the crux of the topic, initially I will try to give you some added information which can give you an edge about the powers and the mystical energy of this nakshatra. So this is something, friends, which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs for this upcoming transit of Jupiter in the Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra on April 28th. For further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. Dhanyavad.